Draft for game number 2 on Cursed Hollow has started, and G2 Esports is down one game in the series here at the Heroes Battle Arena. We have TeamLiquid in the lead after a very dominant first game. They played really well there. Now Kelthas is being banned out. Yeah, well, TeamLiquid actually right now with a ban on Tyrande. It's actually interesting to see that. Tyrande was being played by them in the last game, and now they ban her out because they know that G2 Esports has the first pick. So what they say is, we picked Tyrande really early in the draft. We don't want you to get her, and we are really afraid that you might try and go for one of these burst combos, so we're going to ban her out. And Sonya is taken by G2 Esports right away. So at this point, this is actually like pretty fun, because Sonya, I talked about it yesterday. If you actually watched the stream yesterday, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sonya was at the beginning of the, like 2-3 weeks back when this new patch hit, and we actually like had the tournaments coming up again. She was one of these mid-draft picks. I was just talking about it, and now she moves farther and farther forward into the draft. There we go. Now she moves farther and farther forward in the draft and in priority, and G2 Esports picks her first. She's a first pick now. TeamLiquid can counteract that with Jaina. Well, we could go a bit old school, Jaina, Meridian. You can drop a Tacita in there. Actually, I think the Tacita would probably like one of the most solid picks for them, since it would also take Tacita away from Sonya. I think that's pretty strong. The thing what you want to have with Sonya, if you can, is either a Divine Shield or at least a Tacita for the shields. Meridian, maybe with a Tacita. I like the Meridian pick already. He's great. I was saying Meridian Jaina could be a pick. They could still do it, actually. Meridian Jaina or Meridian Tacita would be probably my personal favorites here. But TeamLiquid has started a few drafts with Tyrael, with Meridian Tyrael. I don't really think that they're going to try that again. It backfired really hard. But Tyrael is strong, and against burst damage it can be nice, but I still think it's either going to be Jaina or Tacita that they are going to take as their second pick. No, it's ETC. Whoa. Very early focus on ETC. I guess it helps them to control Sonya a bit. It's a lot of stuns that they're already stacking there. But it also allows G2 Esports now to take either Tacita or Uther. Theoretically, they could take both. And a Jaina on top of that. And that is scary as hell. They don't have to go for these heroes, but if you think about the damage potential that you have after a stun, this is insane. It's really, really sick damage that you can get out of this. There's the Jaina. And are they going to go for a Tacita, or are we maybe like going to see something like along those lines? You still need a initial stun to really make that setup work. This is really scary, and we are in Cursed Hollow of all of things as well. G2 Esports needs someone at the front line though together with Sonya. You can't really play her solo, that's not going to work. So if they want to play a tank, they start to lose some options, since TeamLiquid might actually ban out a tank next. So G2 Esports has to think about that. They have to think about, are we going to pick a tank here? They most likely are going to, they would probably like to play a Tacita, and they do. They don't go for a tank, they get Tacita, as I already said. I could have seen them go into a tank though, because now TeamLiquid is kind of likely to ban out a tank. And then G2 Esports might have a bit of a problem filling that role next to Sonya with a hero that they really like in that position. So they could have gone into a tank instead, but that would have meant that Tacita does not end up in their hands. And as we already said before, they just really like that hero, and for very good reason. He's very, very strong with Sonya. So TeamLiquid, what are they going to ban out? I personally think a tank would be a great ban. There are other heroes though that you can get rid of. Another hero that makes sense on this map is Abathur. We've been talking about it in the series that we had before the Heroes Battle Arena. Abathur is very solid on this map. He's also a great hero together with Sonya. So the question is, do you take Abathur? Would G2 Esports even think about getting Abathur with the setup that they already have? Because, well, they might not even. There's a couple of things that are really strong at this point. Reign of the Zoning, thanks to the Hyperion, is also good. False stat, boss steals, for example, flying in. There's the Abathur ban. Abathur is banned out. So no focus on a warrior ban, but it's Abathur. I like that. As I just said, like, he can be strong. And he's also very popular with Sonya. So G2 Esports, what are they getting rid of? Maybe Uther? Uther might be the best choice here. Uther is really strong. It's most likely going to be the healer that TeamLiquid picks, since Tyrande, Tacita have already been eliminated, and well, it depends a bit on what kind of setup they want to play here. But Uther against all of that burst damage is strong. Ethereal could also be played by TeamLiquid. If they want to go into a triple warrior setup, they can go into Ethereal here. I would like Ethereal here, to be honest. And Illidan is banned out. I don't really think that TeamLiquid would have gone into an Illidan. But Illidan Uther would have been a strong option. Uther Ethereal is something that I could see. I could see an Uther Ethereal. And then Reyna or False Stats to round that up. I could definitely see them go into a triple warrior setup here. But either way, as a damage dealer, I suppose Reyna and False Stat is going to be what they are going to rely upon. Either Charism or Uther, but it is Uther, yeah. Uther is smart. And now let's see what else they're going to get. Well, I really think that Ethereal would be nice. You have the shield, you have sanctification, so again, it would be a very, very heavy melee setup, of course. That's the disadvantage that you run with it. I feel, though, if they don't take Tyrael, G2 Esports is going to take him. I mean, they have a Johanna that they could take. They take Reyna. I expected them to take now a Tyrael and then go into Reyna later. But now they decide, or False Stat, but they decide to take Reyna first. And now G2 Esports can go into Tyrael if they want. Tyrael and Sonya, not the hit point heaviest tanks at the front line, but a very aggressive combo in the sense that you can jump into your opponent's backline quite easily. They have a few other options. Johanna is one of the heroes that they could get. And I'm missing somebody, but there's the Tyrael. Okay, so as I said, Tyrael is going to be taken. Their last pick, though. Could it be a Brightwing again? Do you rely... like, relying only on Tassadar, I feel always it's a little bit tricky, even with a Tyrael in there, if you have a Sonya. Because Sonya wants to go ham. Sonya wants to go just, like, move in and be like, palm, and just, like, give them hell. And therefore, she would need a bit more heals. I think, like, Brightwing would be nice, but even a Charism is, like, pretty cool for that. But Brightwing can, of course, pretty cool, be pretty easy. And TeamLiquid, they might actually head into a False Stat then. Now that they don't have the option of going Tyrael anymore. You know what I would like to see? Against a Sonya without an Uther, there's the Brightwing. Nice, sweet. I would like to see an Anubarak. I don't think they're going to play it now. Don't get me wrong. This is not going to happen. But, like, in theory, think about an Anubarak with Cocoon against a Sonya composition. Sounds really good to me. Sonya is the biggest threat in these fights because she's always on your backline. She has the spear, she slams, and your damage dealer has to run the entire time. If you wait until she goes in and then Cocoon her, then you should have a couple of seconds where you can really, really get some work done. So the False Stat, as I said, was the expected hero. This is actually what I think they would take, what I feel is strong as well. I agree with the pick, but I would really like to see a team try that. If you go into a triple warrior comp and you pick the Anubarak, that sounds like a very, very smart thing. Yeah. The more I think about it, the more I like it. Normally when you see a Anubarak these days, it is with Locust Swarm, and for very good reasons as well. I mean, survivability is sometimes a little bit difficult as a Anubarak. But against the Sonya, I mean, you have the extra stuns. I really think a Anubarak against Sonya might become a thing. It's at least something that I'm sure that some of the teams are going to test or already tested and then decided against using it. But in theory, a Anubarak makes a whole lot of sense and could actually be one of the heroes that is really strong against this. Either way, in this case, we're seeing like a more legit comp, normal comp, double damage, double tank. And we're going into our third game. Sorry, the second game actually. TeamLiquid is in the lead, but they are in the 1-0 lead now. So yeah. Yeah, but I'm definitely going to talk with a few of the guys about a Anubarak if they ever thought about that, and if so, what made them not try it. But yeah, that might be something. Okay, so for now we have our next game coming up, and it shouldn't take too long. Everybody seems to be in the lobby, and we have 10 out of 10 players ready. So guys, get ready for game number 2. TeamLiquid is in the lead. The last time they went the whole distance against G2 Esports. It was 3 matches. if I'm not mistaken, TeamLiquid actually lost the first one and then won 2 in a row. Now they are in the lead. Let's see if Gamers2, G2 Esports, as they are calling themselves right now, can make a comeback and can start us into a third game, or if they're going to lose out here now. So yep, guys, get ready. Game is about to start. Get yourself some snacks. If you're still missing that cold beer next to you, then this is the moment to get it, because we are jumping into the game. And we are in our second match, TeamLiquid against the G2 Esports. And to the left side of the map, we see Lowell on Mirrodin for TeamLiquid. We have Chris on Falstad, Lucifron on ETC, Gerd Amherd on Uther for the supports, and Vortex on Reyna. To the right side of the map, Juve on Tyrael. We have Leo from Korea on Brightwing, Shihu on Sonya, Bashek on Jaina, and Nika on Tassadar. GT Esports, they have to, step up their game a bit if they don't want to lose the entire best of 3 right here. We have again a very heavy focus, by the way, on Seasoned Marksman, with both heroes with range damage taking it. I like the setup on the side of TeamLiquid a lot, but I also have to say that GT Esports is running in a very aggressive comp that can just wreck face. We have a Tyrael plus a Sonya that can jump into the backline, and then also the shield on Tassadar, which helps out a lot. I've been talking about it during the draft, and I actually think that it would be kind of cool to see even a triple warrior setup against Sonyas a little bit more often, maybe with an experimental Anubarak with Cocoon taken as the heroic ability over the Locust Swarm. And once that Sonya really commits to the fight, lock her down with Cocoon and try to do some work while she's not able to do anything. That's actually like a pretty interesting thought. And Anubarak is a hero that is, these days, neglected a lot. Like, you see him every now and then, but it's not really someone who is in the meta at this point. But he could be a decent counter there. There's a little bit food for thought and theory crafting. But of course, the comps that we're seeing at this point are still pretty strong, especially when it comes to the late game. TeamLiquid with a double Seasoned Marksman is going to be doing quite a lot of damage. Sonya, by the way, chose to go into block here, and I've been talking about differences between the North American server and the European server a bit earlier. I've been casting a lot more NA games, and they usually go into block as a first talent on her, whereas on the European server it's more shot for Fury, or you can simply go into Warpaint, which is oftentimes a talent that you take even when you are with a Tassadar, who gives you the Leeching Plasma on level 4. But in this case, G2 Esports is also going into that block, and that of course helps you with the additional, well, the block of damage. So that's what they're currently trying to do here. And it's going to help also against these Seasoned Marksman heroes. I mean, you can block some of that damage out, and that's going to be pretty sweet. So just one mention of what we're seeing currently in NA in Europe. Tyrael here is being completely zoned out, but he still has Endurance Might up. Vortex was attempting to move close enough to get another shot in, but Juve was already behind the wall. Really well played here by TeamLiquid, but also a very cool reaction on the side of G2 Esports, not losing the hero, and they are still looking strong. Level 4 has been reached, and we have the hunt for Brightwing. Actually, it's more the Watchtower that they want, but Brightwing just was there, and she was immediately saying like, alright, screw that, I'm out of here. Look at the damage build on Tyrael, by the way. Oftentimes, we still see Tyrael going into the Amplified Healing on level 4 after Regeneration Master on level 1 was taken, but here it's Purge Evil and also the cooldown reduction for Smite. So more damage against heroes in these fights, and you can also go for Battle Momentum and reduce that cooldown on Smite even more, which is pretty great. Again, we have the same build for Bashik here on his Jaina. He's most likely going into the Icelands on level 7 again, after he now chose Arcane Intellect on level 4. We're going to talk about that in a second. For now, we have to fight up here at the top, where Juve is again in a bit of trouble, but moves away just in time, and the teams are fighting for the tribute. So, the tribute has been chosen, and they start to disengage. So, I want to talk about this. Deep Chill as a talent on level 1, and then the Arcane Intellect for mana. If you hit the Icelands then, the cool thing that you can do with an Icelands taken on level 7 as the talent is that once you start hitting your skill shots, you're in a position where you can really kite opponents extremely well. So in one-on-one situations, you're going to be very strong. You're going to be also dishing out a ton of damage. And just like the combo between the Deep Chill and that Icelands talent is kind of nice. Of course, there's like different ways to play Jaina. We've seen Conjurer's Pursuit on 1 into Snowstorm, and by now Snowstorm is really the preferred talent on level 4 for most Jaina players. But it's pretty nice that we still have a few players that are a bit more comfortable playing this particular style here. It's kind of cool to see that. Sonya at the top lane has, by the way, taken a ton of damage here from that tri lane that TeamLiquid has set up. trying to just like push this in even harder. We have Chris again on his Falstad pushing this in, and we have Falstad also with a bit of a change in his build. He went for Vampiric Assault on level 4. Now level 4 usually gives you the reduced cooldown on barrel roll. Like, oh, that was so close, Vortex! Heal me more. Saves him here. Well, not heal me more, he's straight. He went to seize marksman, of course, but yeah, his trade in general just saved him there. But I just wanted to talk about the build that we are seeing here. Wow, before I can actually do that, we have the next tribute fight already happening. Iceland, by the way, has been taken indeed as the level 7 talent on Jaina, and she's already trying to put it into some use. That jumps away, and Nika claims the second tribute, so it's a 1-for-1. Tyrael indeed went into the battle momentum for the extra cooldown reduction. Chris, during all of this, was at the top lane, getting some extra experience for his team and trying to push this wall in. And Falstad himself now with Vampiric Assault. So I've been talking a bit about Flow Rider, which you can actually take as an alternative talent on level 4. But if you go for Vampiric Assault, it of course takes you, like, the damage dealt to the primary target is also comboed off with the Seasoned Marksman. So later on in the game, Falstad is going to have a really, really nice match here. And he needs to be careful with his positioning during the fights. But I really feel that Chris in general is just an amazing assassin player and is not going to run into any big problems here at all. So for now, we're going to see him just like try and utilize that. He will have extra lane sustain, which also allows him quite easily to be solo on the lane. So that Vampiric Assault is a nice adjustment to the situation. Again, the attack in the mid lane. Lowell jumping out of there. Lucifer also rather on the retreat. Whereas focused attack and even follow through have now been chosen on Sonya. So also an adjustment. A lot of small things that are being done by the players right now to change these builds a bit. Instead of the ferocious healing, we're seeing follow through, and of course that means less sustain, but more damage. And with the Brightwing plus Tassadar, that's a pretty cool setup that they have for this. Talking Tassadar, he didn't even go into a single one of his shield talents. No Kala's Embrace, no Leeching Plasma, Static Charge, and Healing Ward instead, and boom! Yuba is down, Tyrael is dead, and Lucifer could still try to move in here. Vortex is in the back, needs to be a little bit careful here with his positioning. Get Amherd is in the same situation, very low in HP. And here comes an attack against Reyna. Oh, he gets blocked by his teammate and drops. That was really, really unfortunate for them. It looks like G2 Esports will claim this tribute after all. It was a good move by them, focusing on Reyna here. They lost Tyrael early on in the fight, but then still turned it around. Tyrael didn't even waste time moving into the bottom of the map. He straight went up to the top and made sure that he now has an opportunity to get even more experience for his team. Chris is also still there, taking over EXP, so they have a heartbeat here. Lucifer at the bot lane is doing the exact same thing. Tens are just barely dropping at the same time. We have Judgment. Whoa! Judgment used on Tyrael. Well, there's not too much burst damage if you think about it when we're disregarding the auto attackers for a second. And therefore, no sanctification, but wow, that kill against Tassadar. That poor guy stunned twice and then the auto attack damage with Vortex was finishing him off. So yeah, Judgment has been taken. We don't see a heroic ability for Tassadar just yet, but we can expect him to take Archon, considering the build that he used so far. It's a little bit unlikely that he will grace us with the Force Wall with that particular setup. We have also on the side of TeamLiquid now, well, Avatar, Mighty Gust, Mosh Pit, Divine Shield, and the Hyperion, of course. Tassadar still with no choice on the heroic. Might go into the Force Wall after all. It's a map where Force Wall can really zone out the opponent quite well, but if you go into a damage build, you usually want to have Archon, and there it is. He goes into Archon, and we have Reyna a bit far off yet. He's starting to move up to the top. Lucifer is already there fighting together with Lowell and Get Amherd. In comes Chihu. That's Sonya with a shield is starting to be a nuisance. Leo is zoned out, but here comes the Judgment against Reyna. Tyrael is all alone though, and Get Amherd nearly dying. He dies actually, but they're trying to turn this around in the mosh pit. On the other hand, both Lucifer hits home. He himself will die, but they take down Sonya. And now they lose two heroes and have to disengage once again. Juve is already high on their heels. Bashik is moving in too. Juve is there blocking them. Chris is about to be taken out and Vortex might die as well. That Stormbolt by Lowell just saved Reyna in the last second. But it shows once again how strong that Sonya can be with those shields that she gets from Tacita. The curse against TeamLiquid, and that means that the bot lane, they are eventually going to lose this fort unless they will arrive in time to save it with Uther and ETC, who both are starting to make their way down to the bot lane. But it's a very tricky situation for TeamLiquid right now. The momentum that you can just like build up with Sonya and Tyrael, both of them jumping into the backline, Tyrael providing the shield, Tacita shielding Sonya, and then they move in. This is exactly the reason why a thought process like maybe using a hero like a Nubarak to lock Sonya down for a bit longer and trying to just like deal with the backline of the opponent's team is so attractive right now. Level 12 versus a level 12 at this point. We're seeing the rotation for G2 Esports. They're trying, of course, to capitalize on this curse as much as they can. The lanes are already pushed. The fort at the bot lane has been lost, and they will hit level 13 any second now. 4 kills against 3. They have gotten that boss, and Vortex is trying to take that down pretty much solo, as G2 Esports is actually going for a bit of a wraparound. Chris knows that he has been scouted out though, already using his hammer here, but they're not going for boss, and that's the one saving grace for TeamLiquid right now, that they only have to deal with one boss, but not with both. Again, the same build for Bashik, not going into the ice block, but we see him with the icy veins. Level 13 versus 13. What about the Mighty Gust? Falstead is ready. He has the Mighty Gust. He's going to fly in for sure. Juve is already there. The boss not leashed yet, but they have to move away and they realize it. Lowell jumps away. Did not jump over the debris though, but the boss for now has been abandoned, and that's exactly what they are trying to achieve. Making sure that G2 Esports does not get boss number 2. Level 13 talents now with a double. Look at these 2 giant killers here. Double giant killer, double seasoned marksman. We all know what's going to happen later on in the game. They are going to have so much auto attack damage against these tanks. It is going to be insane. But right now, G2 Esports is the ones who are doing a bit of a better job. Once again, the attack here. Cleanse already used. Colimorph in play. Here comes the mosh pit against one hero. That's all they need. And they take Brightwing down. The support is gone. Only Tacita left. And now they're starting to jump in. The healing ward is in play and saves a few of the hit points. But TeamLiquid is just rushing them down, chasing them away. And G2 Esports goes back behind the wall, whereas the boss is apparently now the target for TeamLiquid. They moved down to the boss, but I'm not 100% certain that they can actually take it. And apparently they agree with that sentiment. They were kind of faking it. And now, are they going to jump into that fight? Brightwing will be back and can use the phase shift to jump straight into the fight. So the advantage that you have by taking her down is not too big. 13 versus 14. Brightwing back to business. Peekaboo used. And Juve is going for boss. They're trying to take it here. Falstead is still up at the top lane. Has to rotate around. The boss is being claimed. They go straight for them. And at this part, oh yeah, again they abandon it. Actually, this is a little bit crazy how G2 Esports is always moving in and trying to go for boss and trying to just like sneak it in. But every time TeamLiquid is ready, they're always there, they're always paying attention, making sure that it doesn't happen. And now we have another tribute on the map. Get Amherd is already in position. We're seeing the rest of the team starting to follow through with it. Chris, of course, is flying down to the bot lane now too. Keep these seasoned marksmen in mind. Later on in the game, they will be doing so much damage here, and it's going to be an absolute crucial point for them. For now, we have Get Amherd starting to channel the tribute, but G2 is ready. Juve is about to jump in. No, he's not. He's actually getting stunned out like crazy, but he gets the shield and survives. Tacita keeps him alive, and Shihu is also low. Both of the tanks actually are. Brightwing and Muradin are still up at the top lane. It's a 4 versus 4 down here. And Lucifer, he wants Jaina. But we have the Archon on Nika. He's getting stunned once, twice. Vortex gets away. Lucifer gets the Divine Shield. And here comes the Judgment against Uther. He is getting dropped. It's a triple kill. Jaina falls, but we have ETC, Reyna, and Uther already dead on the side of TeamLiquid. It is just incredible how aggressive G2 Esports is with this setup. The fight was basically won already for TeamLiquid. They nearly dropped Tyrael, he barely escapes. They are about to take down also Sonya, but then the turnaround and a really nice victory for G2 Esports that finally allows them to go for the boss and take that down. Boss is being attacked here immediately, and with 3 heroes dead and the level 16 talent really close, I don't think they can take it. Not even with Chris, or at least they shouldn't be able to do that. It's such an obvious play. Leo should just like phase shift in, get the vision and go for the polymorph, and that's exactly what he does. Polymorphs, and here comes the jump though, but they're going for the point. LOL is on it. LOL is the ETC mosh pit party. It's the party animal. 1 kill against Sonya, they kill against Brightwing, they kill against Juve. They're gonna take it. What? TeamLiquid with an amazing move. They kill 4 heroes and they claim the boss. Throw pit confirmed. 16 versus 16. I can't believe that just happened. They polymorph Falstead, but even with a polymorph, it just doesn't matter. They take it. This is incredible. They jump on the point with Muradin. What a play. Chris is at the bot lane still. They now have Benediction, Speed Metal, Stone Form. Of course, it's the Hammerang or the Hammer Time, which allows that mini stun. Barshek is being pushed back. A 40-second cooldown. You can just throw that out whenever you want to. They go for the boss at the top lane now too. What a scenario in this game. G2 Esports is suddenly a level behind. They were ahead. They were actually ahead, and now they are a level behind and in a really, really shitty spot. The next boss is taken. The tribute is, of course, going to be taken as well. Oh, wow. This is looking grim. Very grim. That lead that TeamLiquid has been able to gain now, it's brutal. It's really brutal. This is going to be a tricky move. Once again, we have the Fort at the top lane being eliminated. We're having them moving down to the bottom now. As you can see here, there's also Juve, Shihu and Bashik rotating over since they have to just go for boss. They have to do something about it. I mean, they really need to face the music right now, and that means taking down the boss. But that was just sick. Brightwing has taken position at the bot lane for extra experience, but TeamLiquid, they are going for it now. They want some structures, and I don't think that they're going to stop at the towers. They're going to get at least these towers, but they might even move in a bit farther to at least put some pressure onto the keep. They're not going to force it too much, but yeah, they get a few hits in with the boss, and now they start to move back. There's still a few camps on the map that they can take, and this game, 9 kills against 7, Bashik in position, and the potential curse tribute for TeamLiquid. If they get this one, this would be the chance for them to really, really screw with G2 Esports. That would curse them. It would curse G2 Esports and would TeamLiquid in the spot where they can maybe take down one of these queues, but at least the Fort in the mid lane. They position themselves again. All of the heroics are up. Every single one of them. We saw the monster mosh pit by Lucifer. He goes for it again, but Judgment against Chris. Chris is getting healed. Divine Shield on ETC, but nobody was there for the damage since the backline was jumped by Tyrael. Dika is super low on his Tacit Archon, but look at these storms and that AoE. Once again, Sonya going deep for Gerd. Gerd is rushing away. She actually starts to refocus. Everybody is low for TeamLiquid. They're moving away. They won't get that tribute, but are they going to lose heroes? That's the main question now. Nice move here, once again with an attempt to use that holy ground to zone them out, but that didn't work. Tribute is going to be claimed, and it just shows how destructive this Sonya is. Sonya is just so damn strong in these situations. They jumped the backline, they had to, and that mosh pit didn't really do anything. Chris was struggling. Again, they steal the camp. G2 Esports does the work, and TeamLiquid is going in and steals the camp away. Gerd Amherd with a stun against Jaina. Jaina is stunned again with a bullseye. Jaina down, can't do a thing. And here comes Falstead. Falstead, he wants Shihu. They're going for Sonya, and well, guess what? Sonya, she's not gonna make it, no way. Sonya is going to die here. That's it. Down she goes. Wow. That is actually a really, really cool scenario here on the side of TeamLiquid. I mean, they are going for the curse. It's a little bit later than they wanted to, but they go straight for the curse again, and they're starting to take it right here. So this is going to be the curse against G2 Esports. And, well, bosses, let me see, well, another minute on the map. So once that the curse is over, the boss will also be there. But in the meantime, they are still using these camps that they have taken and start to push the lanes. And that means that the Fort in the mid lane is going to be destroyed. Level 20 will be ready for them. So with the level 20, they're going to be in a very good spot here now too. And they go for keep. It's not even that Fort, they already take that, but they want to have the keep. And as long as Sonya is dead, they have basically 6 to 7 seconds where they can put free damage in. They have a double Nexus Frenzy right now on the 2 heroes that go for Seasoned Marksman plus Giant Killer. The damage out of the 2 of them is absolutely insane. If there is a stun at some point on any of these heroes, they are going to fall like flies. And they move in from the side, they use the Hyperion, great travel path for the heroic ability, and they won keep number 2, and they might get more than that. They go straight in for the kill against Tyrael. Tyrael jumps out with the Judgment, but he dies. Oh, good Divine Shield here. The mosh pit is trapping 2 of the heroes, one of them being the Archon. Sonya is isolated because of it, and that means she dies as well. The focus on Falstad and Reyna is just too strong. These two alone can just drop a target within seconds, and this is TeamLiquid. They want to go for the 2-0 victory. They blow Bashik to pieces. He has no chance, no ice block, no win. He goes down again, and this is the 2-0 victory for TeamLiquid at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by Twitch and G2A. Great performance here by TeamLiquid, and absolutely nothing that G2 Esports can do right now to come back into this game. Really impressive performance by TeamLiquid, and congratulations to taking this series without dropping a map. Really solid performance from TeamLiquid. So TeamLiquid takes it with a 2-0. They're able to win the best of 3 series, and G2 Esports, of course, not going to be too happy about that. They lost to TeamLiquid now twice in the Fragmite Masters, where they still were able to get a map, but now here at the Heroes Battle Arena, they lost without even doing that. TeamLiquid getting stronger and stronger, as we can see here. Great play by them, and of course, congratulations, and we are going to see them soon again in more Heroes Battle Arena matches.